Greetings, dear ladies. I'm Kryon of Magnetic Service. My partner, he steps away. Every time I come to you in this way for this sisterhood, I am so aware of whom I speak to. It's different from the other channels in so many ways. And in this channel, I will reveal something I have not in any other channel to any other person. I want to talk about numbers and what they mean and the influence of them. And I said the word influence of them. Sometimes you have it backwards when you take a look at what the numbers are. You say, well, the number of the year is this and that, and therefore the year is going to be this. What if the year itself was influenced by the number? What if the number is always there and then the energy of what it means pervades that energy of the whole year? What if the number of the year invites something to happen? And that something lays there with its hand out saying, find me, find me, find me. And sometimes you do, and sometimes you don't. Instead, it's often the other way around, where you say, well, the number is such, and so the year will be this, and not realizing that those numbers aren't about that year, they're about you. Sometimes they are a statement, the numbers. Sometimes they're an invitation, the numbers. Sometimes they're a celebration, the numbers. But dear ones, they always mean something. Now you're looking at right now an 11, very strongly. For this month is an 11. The first meeting of an organized sisterhood was on 11/11, 10 years ago. Look at the number 10. Is there a 1 in there somewhere? Look at 11. Are there 1s in there somewhere? You connect the dots and you start to realize that everything means something, especially when they deal with master numbers. If you really want to know what 11 is about, it's about enhanced beginnings. That's what it's about. 2 1s standing next to each other, saying, beginning, beginning. We have told you what 11 means so many times. This 11, defined by humans, means illumination. It means far more than illumination. It actually means illuminated beginnings. It always has. For those who dissect the numerology and understand the influences of the numbers that stand next to each other on a piece of paper will understand that. What does this mean to you, or to that which you call the sisterhood? There are 2 or 3 things. There are layers of things that it could mean. But right now, I want to go backwards. Dear Kryon, if the numbers mean something, and the year numbers mean something, and because they keep repeating, and there must be cycles, yes, there are, if you figure that out. But let's talk about COVID. Something I have never spoken of before, but something which is starting to emerge that you need to know about. Sisters, what is your relationship to Gaia? What is your relationship to the partner, which is your planet? We have started to teach this, perhaps more intensely than ever before, that Gaia is your partner. It was the partner in Lemuria. It's your partner today. If you're going to study the shamanship that you say you're going to study, what part does the planet play? Does the planet have messages for you in every year, in everyday life? I want you to think on that. COVID. COVID started in 2020. And some of you would say 2020 is the year of the 4. Now, 4 has been defined as all things to do with Gaia. The emphasis on the 4 is about Earth. 4 really truly isn't about the dirt that you stand on, it's about your partner. And so you would expect things from Earth, from your partner, on any year that is the year of a 4. How many of you know where COVID came from? And I'm not talking about the lab. Originally. Whether it was 19 or 18 or 17, whatever COVID, what is the virus? Where did it come from? And there were those who say, well, it came from the jungle, it came from the animals, it came from nature. Bingo. Originally, it did. So let me ask you something. If you haven't connected the dots, if it came from nature, why hasn't nature been wiped out? Did they all run and get a vaccine? They took care of themselves. In other words, nature balances nature. So if that's the case, let me ask you one of the most poignant questions I will ever ask in any channel. Don't you think the earth might have had a natural cure? And the answer is yes. The year of 2020, the year of COVID, and in comes the earth going, it's here if you want it. And let me ask you, who looked there? And the answer is almost no one. Right now, there are indigenous who know better. There are indigenous who have discovered some plants in the jungle that have such curativeness, if that's even a word, that they can affect major diseases that you're still trying to figure out, all from the planet. It's time, dear ones, for you to see it, find it, recognize it, and stop playing with the chemicals. There, I've said it. Those who want to know, Gaia is involved in such a way of curing you from so many things. Well, let's talk about what Gaia can give you right now in this year of the double one, of this month of the double one. What if new beginnings to you and the sisterhood was for you to reevaluate just what I said? What is it the planet can bring you right now? And some of you are listening to this and are curious. What are you talking about? What, am I supposed to go out and hug a tree? If the planet is alive, it has something to say. And it is alive. Nature alive. All the animals alive. All of the systems alive. And I will again say some things that I have only said recently. The shift that you're in, the shift that allowed the sisterhood, is not a mysterious thing that happened because an angel came down and gave you an awakening. It came from the alignment of the planet, Gaia. This wobble of the earth that created the precession of the equinoxes created the awakening of the consciousness, and the sisterhood followed. There is what you need to know. This planet is sitting there with its hand out and saying, if you're going to be shamans, you better learn about me. So I throw that to Mele'ha. She knows it. It's all about that which is in the earth, on the earth, part of the earth, that has an energy that wherever you walk, it knows your name. It's part of literally a soul piece of you. The ancestors knew it. They knew their ancestors of their ancestors were in the dirt of the earth. They celebrated it for that reason. But today, most of you are unaware of it. Maybe it's time. Again, I'll say, shawoman, if you're going to be a shawoman, you better learn about the earth and what it has. because it will enhance your life and do things with you and for you that you didn't even know were possible. It's part of the puzzle that we're starting to put together with you and for you. The double ones stand together. A new beginning of illumination. And that illumination is learn the Earth's energy and be part of it. That's the message on this, a beginning time. On this, an illumination time. Awaken to a grander truth about who Gaia truly is and how it will change your life once you know. An unusual message, you might think, for a sisterhood. But you have to realize I am speaking now to an awakening group of shamanic women. You're going to be the teachers. Your ancestors were the teachers. The ones to follow you will be the teachers of the planet. And the first thing they're going to teach you is all about the earth. I'm Kryon, in love with humanity. And so it is.